and gentlemen, welcome to Top 4. My name is Peter. I'm an Arsenal fan. I'm joined by David. I'm an Arsenal fan.
Poor. Just poor.
I'm joined by Ernest, I'm a United fan.
Oh, and Herrera.
Oh, he's mad.
Oh, and Herrera.
Yes. I'm joined by Oscar, a Chelsea fan.
Diego Costa. Diego Costa.
And I'm joined by Robin, a Man United fan.
Believe in the philosophy.
Let it fly. Let it fly.
Believe in the
Let it
philosophy.
fly.
I'm joined by Adrian, a Liverpool fan.
The kings of Europe are back in Europe.
Indeed, they are back. Right, let's talk about last week's action in the Premier League, the return of the Premier League from the international break, where Chelsea, cruise control, 4-2 up winners against Swansea. Oscar, how are you feeling about your side? And are they unstoppable?
Delighted. We've gone back to the Mourinho era where I don't worry. Like when we went 1-0 down. I mean, I was watching the game with my little brother, and he was laughing at me, and I was like, "We're at home, Stamford Bridge. We're gonna win the game. Like it's not." I didn't fear for any moment that we were gonna drop points, which was amazing. And obviously having Fabregas and Costa just click after a couple of minutes have gone by, and it was just. I feel like in the first half, we were very lucky to get that goal. Because it should have gone in a break at 1-0 to Swansea, but then we scored just before half time.
Changed the game.
Yeah, goals change games. So it changed the game completely. And then we were just in cruise control. Still, of course, with Costa scoring his amazing amount of goals, we still worry because to concede 2 goals, I'm not happy with. And I know Mourinho's not happy with. Because after the Everton game that we played, I remember Terry came out and did the interview with Sky Sports. And then he said in the interview, we know Mourinho is going to give us a bollocking. Like he's going to shout at us because we conceded 3 goals. And you could see when Terry scored that own goal against Swansea, he was so mad at himself. Like he was so upset. And I was just thinking, it wasn't that big a deal. Like it was unlucky. You know what I mean? It's not like he was in the wrong place or something. He was just unlucky to hit it in the back of his own net. So, but the fact that he was so upset made me realise that, do you know what, Mourinho's probably going to shout at him again for conceding a goal. He probably wanted the clean sheet in that game. Definitely. So, I like that though. I like the fact that even though we have errors, they seem willing to correct them. But conceding 2 goals at home to Swansea, it's not.
Let me open up the question to everybody. Are Chelsea the team to beat this season? Are they the title? Are they the team to beat?
Fam, once you gave them Fabregas and Costa, it was alright. All day long.
Are they clear out winners, you reckon?
I think it's Chelsea's leagues to lose.
Oh, that's a big call. Seeing as they haven't won it since 2010, that's a massive.
Man City, I don't think. Remember, Man City, Yaya Toure is gone, bro. African Nations Cup, bro.
Oh yes, it's this coming.
Yeah.
January,
Oh,
isn't
wow,
it?
yeah, it is.
It's in odd numbers, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wait, African Nations is this January?
It's coming, yeah.
Yeah.
They're doing odd
Hey,
years now.
and the qualifications are still going on.
It's in odd years. What about you, Adrian? What do you think about Chelsea's title chances? Is it a team we need to watch out for? I mean, they haven't had a massive game as of yet. Maybe Everton away definitely is a tough place to go. But yet to play United, Arsenal, Liverpool, City. What do you think about their chances for the league this year?
Definitely. I think if you look at what they've done in the summer, I think they've ensured that the league will come to them this year.
They've been sure it will come.
They've been short, bro.
Fabregas, Costa, that's it.
It's a problem. It is a problem.
Feeding him. That's what you do, feeding him.
So how do we stop Chelsea? If you're the managers of all the other clubs, how do you stop Chelsea winning the league this year?
Win your games.
Win your games.
Well, I think personally, like, you know how you just said Chelsea didn't have any really big games.
Yeah.
Well, we faced Everton away, and last season we lost that game around this time of the season.
Yeah.
So I think the big games will be the test. Can Chelsea do what they did last season and beat all the big teams? And I think Saturday when we play City, that will be the first real glimpse of Chelsea we see. Are they good enough to beat? I mean, City at Etihad is arguably the hardest game of the season.
Probably.
So
For everything.
yeah.
I mean, because at the same time, last season you would have probably felt very, very hard done by because you lost to the teams like Palace, Villa, where you could have won the league title if you beat them too. Do you see anything different about this Chelsea team where they've actually put away the smaller teams so far that you might think, actually, you know what? Because you are quite confident against the big teams.
Yeah, but it's just so far. The first half of Chelsea versus Swansea is what happened in all of those games last season. And the first half of, who did we face? Was it Leicester that we faced at home?
Yeah.
We couldn't break them down in the first half. And that's exactly what happened. It seems like after 60 or 70 minutes, Fabregas unlocks the door and we get through. But yeah, I'm still not 100% as confident as everyone else is making out that Chelsea.
No, I think Chelsea have got goals this season. I think that's the difference from last season. They got goals now.
Very true.
Because you got Sherlock coming in, bang, Hazard doing his thing, Costa up there. You just got goals everywhere.
Hazard hasn't even scored yet.
Trust.
Yeah, yes.
Has he?
Apparently they gave it as an own goal.
No, that's not fair.
Because I said that.
What was the goal that was supposedly his on the weekend? His first. I thought
He didn't score on the weekend.
He didn't score.
Oh,
He scored against Everton.
Who scored the other goal against
Loic Remy.
Yes.
Because against Everton.
Oh yeah, delighted for him to get a debut goal as well.
Against Everton, I said to someone that Hazard had scored, and he said no, they gave it as an own goal. So yeah.
What do you think, Oscar, of the criticism Fabregas got in the first half against Swansea? Was it on Match of the Day or was it even on?
It was on Monday Night Football. Gary Neville was basically saying that Fabregas is a very attack-minded player, and they showed a number of times where Chelsea didn't have the ball, but Fabregas was ahead of the ball, so he was like chasing back, and it was just. I mean,
was it fair judgment? Like,
it's always Gary Neville and Jamie Carragher, isn't it? So they're always gonna get onto your defensive problems, and it seemed like. It seemed like they had evidence to back up what they were saying, but I don't really know.
Fair dues. All right, let's move on from Chelsea anyway. Manchester United got off to their first win of the season. The new signings of Radamel Falcao, Angel Di Maria,
Headache! Hey!
Radamel Falcao.
Although he didn't score, he had a massive chance in that game. But anyway,
Headache!
we'll talk about the victory. We'll talk about the victory. 4-0 against Manchester United. How is the camp?
Headache.
Old Trafford.
At Carrington.
I'm from Crickwood, bro.
Give us some info.
Most of the Manchester United fans that I've spoken to are over the moon. Obviously, I'm excited as well because we finally won a game, bruv. Like, and we're in the top 10. For me, I look at it like this. I am happy about the improvement, but it's nothing to get excited about because in terms of the actual football, it's nothing. It's a win. It's 3 points. It's a win. I'm excited. But when I look at it, we beat a team that we should have given 6-7 to. You see what I'm saying? And another team would have scored those 2 chances that they had, that QPR had. You see what I'm saying? A better team would have scored those 2 chances.
Matt Phillips was garbage.
Yeah, QPR is a rubbish team. Do you see what I'm saying? They're actually
They're getting relegated.
Do you see what I'm saying? Like Redknapp, I don't see any hope for him right now because if I look at this team in about 6 months' time, I think they're going to be the same place. You know, looking at it this way, I don't think we're there yet. I don't think United is there. I still think we'll lose to some of the big teams, namely the 2 blue teams. I think we'll give them a game, but I think it will be like a 2-1, 3-2 kind of situation. In saying that, I'll say in January, I think we if we can blank check every player we want is available. I would say we get a central defensive midfielder, like a destroyer, like a Roy Keane, and namely Kevin Strootman, and a centre back. For me, Hummels or Varane. If they're both available, that's what I think we should go for. If we sign those 2 positions, we're title contenders.
Let me ask you this then: if without those signings, let's say nothing happens in January because it's very difficult to buy players.
Very difficult.
With the defence you have at the moment, is it capable? Is it enough to get into the top 4 this season?
Yes, absolutely.
You both agree?
Yes,
As well,
we conceded.
Why is that?
We conceded less goals than Liverpool, who got second last year.
But I mean, you have
But
no Village or
now you've got a
third
worse,
this year.
yeah.
You haven't got the same
Or
defence as
ever.
you had last
I don't
season.
think our defense is as bad as people make it out to be.
Yeah.
I think none of the out of Jones and Smalling, none of them have had a full season at Old Trafford. None of them have played 38 games. I think the only time I'll judge them is when they've had a season. Like, look at Jones. I'm so annoyed with Jones all the time because he's for someone, you know, who's just come in, he's so injury prone. He's consistently getting a shoulder injury, an ankle injury, and it'll always be like 1 month, and he'll come back. And off him coming back from the injury, he makes a mistake, and then everyone judges him of that mistake, and it's like, no, give him time. He's never been given a whole season, and when he has played for us, I mean, if in August he was our Player of the Month. He had the most interceptions in the Premiership for August. You see what I'm saying? So when I look at that, I'm like, no, him and Smalling have potential. they're not world class, of course. But if you give them time, because this for me, I look at it as we're in transition. If Van Gaal can steady the ship right now and improve our game, we're good to go. I think this team as of now can make top 4 easily.
Who
As
impressed
in
you
fourth.
most, Robin, out of the QPR match? Who are
Blind.
United players? Daley Blind.
Danny Blind impressed me the most.
How comes?
The amount of interceptions, passes rate control was like nearly 95%.
95%.
95%.
That's our pass accuracy.
Vision wise, he was on point. Passing all that, you could clearly see where each players were. Always, and he's very disciplined. Like he always
Very
stayed in
disciplined.
always stayed in his area
disciplined.
that he needed to be. He even took a chance to score. Unfortunately, didn't go through. But he always, when he took that chance, he always stepped back and always stayed.
Is that what set up Falcao?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the shot. That's out of
Blind,
Falcao.
Blind is very disciplined, and if Di Maria didn't get the man of the match, which he did, and he actually deserved that, Blind would have been my second choice by far.
I mean, I don't know. I thought out of the new signings, I thought Blind had the hardest time in terms of he didn't play bad. I think he did well for a player who's never been in the Premier League. He's up against. I mean, QPR are not the strongest team, but even that, it was.
He's
a
against
challenge.
Sandro.
I mean, he was the guy that was at the back of that midfield, and I don't know. I genuinely felt like there's definitely some work he needs to do because it's not the big teams at the moment. But when he does play against, let's say, the Fabregases of this world and Silva and all them kind of players, it will be a tough game when he comes to them. But what do you guys think about the switch in formation that Van Gaal played against QPR? What does that say about the 3-5-2? Is it that it doesn't work? Was it the players are not
3-5-2.
What does that
It
mean?
works,
like-
but not for the players that we have, personally.
Do you think that's what do you think Van Gaal has changed it for the season? Is it gone
3-5-2, like it was said in the World Cup, was a panic move for Holland. It wasn't. They didn't practice that before the World Cup. They played 4-3-3 for the qualifiers. What 3-5-2 was because Kevin Strootman got injured for 6 months. He is the anchorman of that team, from your box-to-box midfielder to the guy that actually protects the back four. Now he's got Ajax and Feyenoord defenders, who some of them have never played Champions League before, and Ron Vlaar in his back four, and then Dirk Kuyt, who played left back. So he's looking at it as, I don't trust you guys to defend against Diego Costa.
Dirk Kuyt
And
played left back.
yeah, him and Daley Blind played left back, and Dirk Kuyt had a very good World Cup. Yeah,
This is Liverpool striker.
Yeah.
Dirk Kuyt.
you see what I'm saying?
Unbelievable.
So when people say, is he going to play 3-5-2, I'm like, well, that's not the formation he's used at any of the clubs he's been at. It's only because his main anchorman got injured and he doesn't trust anyone else.
What about United though? Because he starts it with United and does it from pre-season to
From pre-season,
Burnley.
what he said on Sky Sports on one of his interviews was that he played 3-5-2 because he felt like we don't have the quality of wingers like Di Maria and Ronaldo to actually have that flank action. He doesn't believe that Ashley Young, Nani and Valencia's a right back now. Do you see what I'm saying? It's like how crap must you be that a new manager says you're not even worthy to be put up front? And then you saw Valencia against QPR. The same thing I've been saying for 3 seasons. Valencia gets up front and he shoots in the box from the wide part of the pitch.
So was 3-5-2 never really in his plans for United?
3-5-2 was in his plans until he finds something that works in terms of getting the players to do the job for 4-3-3. But until then, it was always going to be 3-5-2. But he knew, and he said it in the preseason, he said, this is a work in progress. This 3-5-2 is because of the lack of quality. So when I get the players I want, it's 4-3-3 again. This is the thing. And I like the fact that we've got Di Maria who, like, what made me call him world class was that you're a winger who moved into central midfield and was Madrid's probably their most important player last year. Man of the match of the Champions League. You see what I'm saying? So for us to have someone of that quality who can be on the wing and then go back to central midfield, I'm so happy about that. You know,
David, will Manchester United make the top 4?
Yes.
Adrian?
Said at the beginning of the season, still saying it now.
Yeah. I'm assuming both Man United fans agree.
fourth.
Oscar, Manchester United?
Yeah, I think they'll do it.
They'll do it.
I didn't before, but yeah.
With that, bro,
After the signings,
that attacking, no way.
And according to Ed Woodward, he's not stopping.
And
in
he's not
January.
stopping.
In January.
He's not stopping in
He's
January.
not stopping.
He's
He's
going
not
again.
stopping.
He's still talking.
No, but you know what, yeah? After, because I cussed him the past 3 podcasts, that he's only duffel bag boy on the day. The next day you're not. Keep buying players and keep sticking to your word. If you're telling me Falcao's come out and said, we've been talking to him for months, Who was talking to him for months? It's like, Woodward, you were talking to Falcao. Because my assumption on the day before the deadline was that he is a Man City player. All of a sudden, he's a United player. You see what I'm saying? Arsenal could have signed him. Let's not start that one. But
Don't.
what's it called? So when I look at Woodward, I'm like, you know what? I have to clap. As much as some of the positions, I'm like, we should have filled in this position or that position. I feel like, no, you surprised me. Falcao and Di Maria. Forget the money. We got them. Like, we signed these players. A team that got 7th last year signed Falcao and Angel Di Maria. I'll always salute him for that one. I didn't see it happen.
That's actually
You see how you said that Man United would benefit from a defensive midfielder, right? You said that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now, like in the midfield, you've just got Blind, who's just made his debut, and Herrera, who's just made his debut. So how would it fit if you signed, I don't know, a top class defensive midfielder of your choice? Would one of those players be sacrificed?
But I honestly, I couldn't care less. Simply because we haven't had this problem since 2008, where I could say I'm going to pull out Ji-sung Park and Hargreaves is on the bench, or I'm going to put Hargreaves on the pitch and Carrick is on the bench, and Scholes is starting, or Carrick, or someone. We've had this issue of I'm picking between Cleverley and Anderson, and I want to throw a brick at my TV. It's like to have this problem now of I can have Carrick on the bench and I know he's coming on and I know he's going to do a good job, and Blind started. You see what I'm saying? I like this problem because I know if we get top 4 this year, which I think we will, we have the issue of if we are playing in the League Cup, I don't have to pick Anderson. I can pick Carrick, and he starts he's my B team player. He's the guy I know is going to do a job against MK Dons next year.
But what about Herrera and Blind?
No, as a manager, you have to find a way to accommodate these players. That's the manager's job.
That's the task.
That's the task. You have you guys have Mikel on the bench. Mikel was a Champions League winner.
No, agreed. But Mikel's been there for a long time.
Yeah, sure.
Exactly.
I mean, when we
Schürrle's on the bench.
Schürrle's in rotation with Willian.
I think
That's my point. That's my point.
Okay.
It's gonna be rotation.
Because Blind won't be on the bench all year.
No, of course not, but
he will play. It's like what Mourinho does, which I love, is that he plays depending on the weaknesses of the other team. So he'll play Willian because he knows that a left back can't control him, so it overpowers him. He'll play Schürrle because maybe a wing back is too strong, and so he needs a certain type of attacker. You see, and Mourinho does that well. He rotates very well. You see what I'm saying?
Football's changed. I think when you look at Premier League seasons in the past, I mean, Essien could do 38 games easy and play 38 top games. But in this modern day, as good as you are, we won't see Fabregas play 50 games this year. He will be rotated because the game has changed far too much. It's far too much quicker. It's more bullish. I mean, there's so
I don't
much
know. I think a player like Fabregas is the first on the team sheet if he's fit.
No, as in, I don't, but that's the thing. I don't think the stamina he will have that all year. I'm talking about any player in any team in the Premier League.
I agree.
I don't know. I think if Fabregas is fit, he'll play 38 games.
I don't think he will be fit, is what I'm saying. I don't think the match fitness will be there for him to play.
I remember Fabregas is playing in most competitions for you, though.
Yeah, but I remember the season where Chelsea played in the Champions League and the Europa League and the European Club Championships. We had players like Oscar and Mato who played over 60 games that year.
Yeah, but it affected your Premier League performance. Like that kind of thing. Because there's so many competitions involved. I think when you're trying to go to win a treble now, it's going to be unbelievable to win that. You need to have a squad of 3 players in each position.
Because in 99 we had 4 strikers.
I mean, even in 99, that first team that played in the final could have played all year round. That's what I'm saying. I think the intensity of football has changed. Is what I'm saying. I think in the unbeaten season, we barely changed anybody. But then when you take that season now...
There was more time on the ball back then.
It was much slower. It was much...
In the Premier League, you don't have a minute. If you waste a minute, that's a goal.
The first thing, was it Falcao who said it? I can't remember. Somebody was on the bench this weekend for their club. And I don't know if it was an Arsenal or United player, but they said watching the game, how fast it was what surprised them the most. To just watch.
I think it was Falcao.
You're thinking this is breathtaking.
Yeah.
Watching the game. You're a top boy player. I think it was Falcao.
And we play QPR.
We're playing QPR.
We play QPR.
So,
So
you know, that's for me says a lot. Like now, going to any game away from home is not easy anymore. Even going to Loftus Road.
There's no rubbish team.
Loftus Road is a myth as well. I mean, you look at pitch conditions, you look at this, you look at that, smaller pitch, that, stadium atmosphere, all of those things. So I think with football, you've got to have two players in each position. And even if they're both top, the manager's job is now to keep them all happy. How do you do that? That's what makes a top manager. And that's what you have to give credit for Mourinho for last year and this season. The only person he was unhappy with, was Mata. And you could, that was a good argument to say, well, Mata should have been starting. But
No, I just don't like the idea of you signing a new player on a lot of money and he's on the bench. Felipe Luis comes in for 20 million, he's on the bench.
He's on the bench, yeah.
United have just signed Herrera and Blind, and you want to sign another player and put one of them on the bench? It's like, I don't agree with it.
I guess
It's not enough.
That's the problem with football, because sometimes a team doesn't win the league because the squad wasn't big enough. And that's what they mean by that.
Just look at Arsenal, bro.
But moving on to Arsenal anyway, Arsenal had an early kick-off last weekend against Manchester City.
Great game.
It was a fantastic game for a neutral, actually. Yeah, it was a great game. David, still a lot of questions to be asked of Arsenal and Arsene Wenger. What did you think of the performance on Saturday?
Yeah, it was a good start. I can't even lie. The first 25 minutes, it was good. Welbeck missed his chance. Then Aguero went the other end, bang, 1-0.
Wow.
We came back, and we could have lost. I don't know. I was happy about that second goal, man, that we conceded.
That's the thing. We were 2-1 up.
Yeah.
And I think we were on top of the game until the injury came.
Yeah.
Do you look at it as 2 points dropped or a point gained? Because I felt mixed emotions about that. I don't know.
Because, we could have lost that game, though.
And you could have won it.
We could have, I mean,
No.
because the latter was
at the end, bro. We could have lost, bro.
They hit the woodwork twice in injury time. I mean,
fam.
No. What I'm saying is, if Welbeck puts his chances away, you're 3-2 up.
Actually, yeah.
That's what I'm
could
saying.
say that.
I mean, that's the thing. I mean, when who misses there's a big chance in the second half. I can't remember who misses it.
Zeko.
For Arsenal, I mean.
Oh, for Arsenal.
Somebody misses a big chance. I think it's Ozil.
Ramsey.
Was it Ramsey?
Ramsey.
Somebody
Yes,
misses
Ramsey.
a big
Yeah.
chance.
Man, putting that.
Yeah.
That ball was
That ball was beautiful,
That
bro.
ball was
If he makes it,
If we puts that, game
It could have
done.
been game done.
I think.
It was a classic draw.
Yeah.
Classic draw.
Are you more happy? I mean, who was the happier to leave the ground? Arsenal
Man
or
City.
Man City?
Man
Exactly. So
Man
therefore, it's
City.
2 points dropped.
Man
That's
City,
the way I
bro.
look at it. If City were happier to leave with a point,
Yeah.
even though they took the lead, they would still, that says a lot for me. That says a lot for me. What do Arsenal need to work on in the coming games? Because, again...
But our defending, bruv, set pieces, bruv, is just headache.
Yeah,
Set pieces, fam.
Oh, goodness.
Bruv, those 11 man in the box, fam.
And you still conceded.
I
You
was,
still conceded.
hey,
Who's to blame, Flamini or Chesney? Because...
Chesney, all day, bruv.
Thank you.
Because you put him there, I saw him, post. You put him there and you dived, I was like, I knew the ball was going to Flamini, but then man put his hand there, bro. Hit the post and goes, I was just like,
Flamini
hey.
was more or less definitely going to head
He was going to head that.
The communication was poor.
It was just-
If you send the man to go onto the post and then get in his
Yeah.
way of clearing that ball, I mean, it says a lot.
You could even tell Flamini was in the net, bro. He was going
At the same
mad.
But to be fair,
Same time.
you got to look at it from Chesney's point of view. If he can reach the ball, he's got to dive for it, surely.
Yeah, I think that's where.
And he did
I was
reach it.
I was gonna bring the balance of it because I
Yeah.
thought if you are Chesney and you're not even diving for that, we could argue.
Yeah.
What was you doing?
If he feels like that's close
If
enough for me to
Flamini
touch
misses
it,
that,
he's
what
gonna
do you
dive.
do?
He's got to dive. He
Why-
can't
Yeah,
let it
plus
go.
the height of it, yeah.
Why
it's-
somebody
yeah.
so short on the back post is what.
That's the question I was going to
Because,
ask.
because you've got the taller players marking the taller Manchester United players. I mean, Man City, sorry.
We've got quite a few tall now. We've got Mertesacker, we've got Chambers, and I think even you can put Welbeck in that. That's 3 quite tall players.
Yeah, but
No,
if
but
you-
remember,
you-
remember that corner, yeah, there was 3 man at the back post marking nobody.
Zonal boy.
They were just marking nobody, bro. And then DBK just comes bang.
Did you see? You know he hit from the penalty spot? You know the header was from. He stood on the white
I
circle,
can't believe it.
and I was like, how does that
Bruv,
go
there
in?
were 3 man behind him just chilling. They're just chilling, bro. I'm
You know
just
what?
like, yo.
Throughout the whole game, the only thing that was in my mind throughout the whole match was just how lethal Dzeko is. I mean, Aguero. Aguero is lethal.
No, plus our fullbacks,
One
bro.
touch in the box,
That's it.
and he banged it in the back of the net. And I just thought, that's a quality finisher there. Because even when he scores and the whole stadium's going quiet, I'm looking at thinking, this guy is top. He's on his, even if he's not fully fit, because he comes off at like 50 minutes. He comes off, you're thinking, what? He's coming off. But that's just how good he is. He's that
He's that good, yeah.
He's that good.
We need
No,
to sort
is
out our
that good?
fullbacks as well, man.
I
We
mean,
keep
what
bombing
did you
forward,
think of
bro.
City's performance? Because it was worrying to see City after losing at Stoke. You're thinking they're going to come out here and actually, do it. Because they were more than capable enough to come to the Emirates and bag 3 points.
Without Yaya Toure in that midfield is a myth.
No, it was Yaya Toure. You think was the key for that? Because it's disheartening because you don't really know. Because I mean, you look at Arsenal on Saturday compared to how they played on Tuesday. You know, they're like two different.
No,
teams.
without Yaya Toure in that midfield is a myth, bro.
Without Yaya
Honestly.
Toure. What do we think about Welbeck this year, though? Do you think he's gonna? It's a bit.
Hey.
At the moment,
Guys,
At
it's
the
early
moment,
days,
bro.
man. It's early days.
Like, them chances, bro.
Yes,
You
I
get,
agree,
bruv,
I
you
agree,
get
I
3,
agree.
you have to put 1.
I
Do
agree.
you know what? The Arsenal's fans' frustration is simply this: Manchester United have Falcao, Van Persie, Rooney. Chelsea have Diego Costa and Remy. Man City have Aguero and Dzeko and even Jovetic. You want to put in there? You look at Arsenal strikers as a whole. You can't call the one that's the 30 goal a season guy, but in the other teams you can name.
No, that's a different topic. That's when you're talking about Wenger sort it out. I'm saying if you're looking at Wenger, the Welbeck, this is what you have till January or whoever or whatever transfer window. For now, I'm looking at the individual and saying that chance against City, you have to finish that. The first chance against Dortmund, you have to finish that. The issue with today's football is that because of the money invested in, you want you want to reap your benefits now.
You want 7 goals in 4 games.
Exactly. You want 7 goals in 4
It's
games.
not even that, bro. It was just the misses were poor.
No, you have to remember.
This is
No,
football.
no, I agree. But you have to remember, at the end of the day, Welbeck is 23 years old, yeah? Welbeck is the 4th, if now 5th choice striker at Man United, yeah? There is a reason why he does not start for us. And it's because you just can't... Listen, Rooney ain't been that guy since what, 2011? Why couldn't you step up in between the time that Berbatov was being dropped and Van Persie was coming in? It says a lot about you, bruv. And you've played a lot of games. The year that City won the league, Welbeck was our main striker with Rooney because Berbatov was being dropped. And yeah, go on.
Aren't you just reinforcing that point that Welbeck is not?
Because that's my
No,
thing was
no,
this,
no.
is that when you compare,
No,
like, we don't have the top boy striker.
No, what I'm saying is that's another issue. That's when you're talking about transfers. Welbeck,
No,
Wenger
'cause
should
I'm
have sorted that
saying-
out.
Oh no, what I'm trying to say is that the root of every argument we're having in regards to finishing is simply because you look at the rest of the market. Even Liverpool bagged in a couple players who you know
Of
can get you
course.
20, 25 goals a
That's
season.
how he scored last
We
night.
have no idea if Welbeck can do that. And the fact that what was worrying was the fact Wenger wanted to go into the transfer window, into the season, if Giroud was fit. He's not signing Welbeck. He's not going to sign a striker.
And he needed a striker before Giroud got injured.
Everybody knew that.
He needed
Everybody
one.
knew
Regardless of Giroud getting injured, you needed a striker.
We don't understand why there's strikers out there being
Bruv,
bought.
that
left,
is
right,
the
and
missing
centre.
puzzle. That's it. We need a finisher.
It's been like that
No,
for years.
and that's what I'm saying. If we want to discuss the transfer window, we can do that all day.
Yeah, I mean,
We could do
Yeah,
that
we've
all
got
day.
that
That's what I'm
on
saying.
that already.
We can discuss that every day of the week. Why did Wenger look at Remy for 8.5 million and say, "No, I'm going to Rome"? Why? And who was it that was telling me that Welbeck was offered? Like Welbeck Wenger wouldn't even look at that.
Yeah.
But that's the transfers I've been noticing from Wenger.
Yeah.
Today, is that he's only buying players that were offered to him. It's never been.
He's
This
looking
is the
out
guy I
for himself.
want. I like him. I'm gonna bid this money. And that's where, because me and my dad were talking about this yesterday, and I was like, well, if you're only gonna buy players that are offered,
Because David, I'll give you an
how
example.
far do we go from here?
Klopp loses his best striker and signs 2.
Competent.
Aubameyang is not a striker, you know. Don't get it twisted. He signs Adrian Ramos and Ciro Immobile. One of them finished yesterday. The other one came on as a sub and did a thing. If he had been given 45 minutes, he would have scored a goal. The way Dortmund were going on yesterday. But let's leave Dortmund till later. All I'm saying is that Wenger sorting the striker situation out is another situation. I'm looking at Welbeck like this. If you're paying 60, this is what we were discussing earlier. That personally, I wouldn't have paid 60 million for Danny Welbeck. People were laughing at me. I'm like, no. He's not worth 60.
He's not worth it.
Yeah,
Bro,
he's
what
worth
about
10.
the
So what
bruv.
about today's market?
No, in today's market, yes. But Welbeck, as a player that I know from watching this guy in cup competitions in the league, he
But
is not.
But you would agree that it was a good deal at this kind of market where players go at
It's
60 mil, 80 mil.
it's a good deal because of number one, the market today and the hope you have of what he could
He's a
be.
Manchester United player. I mean, to go at 16 million.
If
That's
I sell
serious.
if I sell Anderson to someone, he's a Manchester United player.
True, but it's not. Welbeck is not Anderson.
No, he's not.
They were nowhere near that kind of. Welbeck was far better of a player for Man United than Anderson.
Than Anderson
You know
ever
what I mean?
was. I agree, but you're still signing a
Can't
Manchester
blame him.
United player.
Yeah,
Do you see what I'm saying?
yeah.
Anderson can go to another club and bang, and I'll be
Sure.
pissed off. I'll be so angry. Because I'm like, you were just eating KFC every week at Man United, bro. Do you see what I'm saying? And I look at Welbeck and I'm like, you know what? Because I'm a fan. He's not the greatest striker in the world, but I'm a fan of because his work rate is mad. He's a typical English industrial player. He runs, he works, he does his job. Now,
Can't finish.
I said this 2 seasons ago. I said Welbeck. My only issue with Welbeck is his finishing.
Can't finish.
It's his finishing.
But then what about the performance against for England? This is what I can't understand.
Listen,
Everyone got gas, but I was
Listen,
like,
no,
hey.
No. But you see, the thing about that is that English media and English fans judge too quickly. Whether wrong or right, they judge too quickly. If a guy bangs a hat trick, you should have seen the Arsenal fans at my workplace when Yaya Sanogo banged against Benfica. Oh my gosh, what are you talking about? This is Benfica in pre-season. You see what I'm saying? You judge too quickly. All I'm saying is this: if you said this to me about Welbeck in November, I'm with you. It's the first game in September. That's all I'm saying.
It does not look good,
David's
fam.
thoughts quickly on
Go on.
Debussy's injury and
Hey.
also Ozil on the wing.
Hey,
We'll
fam.
start with Debussy. Debussy could be out for about 2 months. I've read on some papers.
Hey,
Again,
let's
you know,
just make that January, bro. He's not coming back to.
yeah, that's true.
Let's just-
It is more or less January.
Wow.
But,
Wait, Arsenal have an injury. That's new.
yeah,
Against Man City.
Can you imagine?
No, I'm joking.
You know, I mean,
Yeah.
we went into the Premier League season with 6 defenders that fill 4 positions.
Now one got 3.
That's another
very-
discussion.
Now
That's
we got
another discussion.
let's
6 defenders is another discussion.
Very
My
big
gosh.
Oh,
Wenger.
what happened to Chambers yesterday? Was it more like
No, tonsillitis.
Yeah, it was an illness. It was
It was
an
an
illness.
illness.
Why Bellerin started his
Yeah.
debut in the Champions League
Hey.
against Dortmund.
A
Bro.
week after the transfer window closes,
Bro.
you've got a 19-year-old
No,
starting
you have
against
to
Dortmund.
understand, Oscar. This is Arsenal every
Yeah,
season,
bro.
every window. The year when we should have won the league in 08, you sign an L Cup, we'd win the league.
But to be fair,
Rather
in
than
the podcast we did, I think the last podcast we did, you asked about Arsenal signings, and I did say you made a lot of good signings, but a lot of them were just replacements. The depth hasn't actually
The depth
increased.
did not increase, surely not. Yeah, no, agreed.
So,
I think the team is better, but the squad didn't
The
increase.
squad is just.
And I think that's what it is. The first team of Arsenal is actually not too bad. It's actually a very good
It's a
team.
good squad.
The way they played against Man City, I couldn't believe it. We're talking about the league champions, whether or not there was Yaya in there, because it still had company, it still had Aguero, it still had Silva, Zabala, you name them, Hart in goal, and things like that. But so yeah, I mean,
Wow, it's a problem, bro.
defensive issue we have. Ozil on the wing, very briefly.
I don't understand, bro.
I don't think it's going to be brief.
I don't understand,
I
bro.
mean,
I think
is
we
it?
should leave that.
Does anybody?
And then you
does
get some
anybody-
Arsenal fans saying, if he continues playing like this, sell him in Jan. I'm like, yo,
Yeah, is it a case of him being off form, or is he playing in the wrong position?
Wrong position.
It's
wrong
better be off
position,
form.
bro.
Position.
I hope it's off form. Do you know why? Because even if you're in the wrong position, you're world class. You're world class. You can make an impact in the game.
The thing
whether or
what-
not you're playing on the wing.
It's because I was watching Silva. He was on the wing, but fam, you could see my man is everywhere, bro. I'm just like, yo.
Because I know if you put Fabregas on the left, some of the chances he had for Chelsea, setting up Costa, he was like on the, like on the penalty area, but near the byline more or less.
Rooney got put on the left in England and got an assist.
Really got put on the left. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I think even when you are on
Yeah,
the left,
yeah,
you're
but
playing your
that
position.
everybody did slate Rooney for that game. and
No,
say
regardless of
poorly.
whether you slated me, he's made an impact.
I mean,
I think the abuse Ozil gets is way too much than what he actually deserves. I
Yeah.
think he does play. Watching him live, I'm thinking.
I just
this
don't
guy
like
does some
him
stuff.
out there, bro.
But of course,
I don't
yeah,
like
yeah,
him.
of course
He
not.
can't do. He doesn't like going back. Just put him in the middle, man. Just no.
I think for some players, it's not wise putting them in other positions. It's just not. If you've seen a guy play at central midfield, don't put him on the left.
He was on the right yesterday, wasn't he? Which
But he was everywhere,
Whatever,
left,
you see what I'm
right.
saying?
And I thought just with Bellerin behind you, a very young
That's what I'm
inexperienced
saying.
player, you can't
Yeah.
have Ozil in.
It
You've got to
doesn't.
have
It doesn't
somebody
make
who's
sense.
gonna track back. Yeah, you're gonna have somebody who play, and I love when Ozil does actually have his moments in a game. He can change my whole opinion for his whole performance because he does some things that are unbelievable in the match. But I hope he does get to play in a central role for later on in the season.
It's like putting Messi on the wing. He's not a winger, but he doesn't like playing there, bro. And he'll tell you, bro.
And Messi will bang on
And
the
the thing
wing.
is, on the wing,
He
he's still...
Yeah, man.
Because
Because he was a winger.
But anyway,
But yeah,
Arsenal
just
fit-
free Ozil from the wings.
Free Ozil. Yeah, that's it.
Hashtag free
That's what
Ozil.
we want to. We want a free Ozil. I mean, I want to go on to another game which was actually quite entertaining, which was... We will talk about Liverpool, actually. Let's go into
We didn't
Liverpool.
discuss Arsenal versus Dortmund.
No, that's at the end.
That's Champions
I
No,
thought
that's
we-
Champions
are we
League.
getting-
We're talking
are
about-
we
we're
getting
talking
Champions League?
No. We'll talk about
We're
Champions
talking
League.
about the Premiership.
He's ready, but he's got bars,
But-
bro.
but listen,
Oscar's ready.
Liverpool 0, Aston Villa 1. Random stat for you. This is the fourth season in a row that Villa have picked up points at Anfield. Fourth season in a row. What is it about Aston Villa Liverpool can't take at home?
Tom Cleverley.
Tom is the man.
Hey,
Tom
Tom, bro.
Cleverley had a good
Tom
game.
is the man. Liverpool is looking in hindsight the first couple of games of the season. It's a very different side to what you had last year. Can this team really realistically challenge for the title this season?
Man, then.
No, you know what? Prior to Saturday's events, I would have said yes, but you know, sometimes you just have an off day. I think.
Yeah. It's too early, bro.
I mean,
we look flat.
Oh,
I
it was
watched
flat.
We
There was
watched
no
the whole game and it
penetration.
was just a bit like Oscar fell asleep in the game. We were just watching it. It was just a bit flat, and it was just like, what's happened? Is it injuries? Was it, you know, what do you think?
Who was in defence? Was Sacco in defence?
I
Bro.
think it was
Sacco,
Saka
Lovren.
and Skirtle. I think
No, Lovren.
No, Lovren,
Sorry,
bro.
Lovren.
Because Lovren and Guzan had beef.
Oh yeah, Lovren. Has he been a good signing? He's been a bit funny for me. He had a good game. He had a bad game. He had a good game. Had a bad game. What's your view? Let's talk about what signings. What do you think about your signings thus far in the season? Are they good enough?
In terms of holistically,
Yeah.
if you ask me, would I rather have Suarez and we've spent 40 million
Yeah.
or sign those 10 players? I would have taken the Suarez, to be honest,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
we've signed a lot of, like Lallana, for instance.
Yeah.
He's a good player, but 25 million really.
Mm. Cruz went for that amount to Real Madrid.
Spend 25
He's on
million on
20.
Adam
Oh,
Lallana.
Cruz went for 20.
Was in fact, 5 less.
I think you signed. I think you had. I think you signed a few. Some of your signings were the same player that you already have.
So what?
Lallana is an attacking midfielder.
Like
You-
Coutinho,
yeah, you've got one already.
That's
You
it,
see what I'm
no.
saying? Like you've got they're of the same ilk, and you
now
sign
got Sterling as
you
well.
sign you sign players that obviously the wing for me. I think Roger's best business was your 2 wing backs, Lovren and Ballo. I think those were your signings that I thought, okay, he's gotten these right because defensively you need because Johnson can't start for you. I'm sorry, Glenn Johnson cannot start for you.
Do you know what, the Lallana thing I think is a bit harsh. Do you know why? Because he was outstanding for Southampton last year. And when you look at it last season where Liverpool was signing Lallana, it was like, man, this is a good
Yeah, but then
buy.
you signed Markovic.
It was a good buy. I mean, you had to replace
You signed-
Suarez.
No,
You got to replace Suarez with a lot more than just one striker. With
It's
Balotelli.
just. I'll give you an example. Do Liverpool have a defensive-minded midfielder?
I don't-
The closest I can
Probably
pick is
Lucas.
Emery Chan.
What about
Say
Lucas?
I'll probably say him.
Is
Yeah.
Lucas a 38-game player?
He doesn't-
Come on,
he's
he's not.
It's a shame because he was amazing. When
No,
he first
Lucas.
came. I was
Lucas
like,
is a good player. Lucas is a good player, but you
2011
can't.
Lucas.
Yeah,
You can't.
Yeah,
You
that year,
can't.
yeah.
You can't rely. It's like us with Van Persie. Everyone's saying Falcao. It's like, well, I get it. I get why he signed Falcao because it's like Van Persie. You can't guarantee him for the whole season. Same as Lucas. Lucas is a player that I think he's underrated, and I think Lucas is quality, but I can see people running trains through that midfield this year because it's where they needed help the most. They haven't replaced Xabi Alonso yet or Mascherano, and you signed wingers again. So it's like, why did you go for the same kind of player?
My thing is this: you got 75 off Suarez, and I don't think the money you spent is better than the team you had. I think that's whenever you're signing, and when you're in the summer, you're looking at how do I improve the team from last year. And I you know what? To be fair, I'll put my hands up. Selling Suarez is going to be so hard to replace because he was unbelievable.
He was amazing.
He could have won you the league last season. That's how good he was. But when you've been given 75 plus, probably you would have had money anyway. Finishing where you were and all that kind of thing. So, like you were saying, Suarez plus 40 million, you would have been happy with that, and I totally understand why you're saying that. the reason why I'm saying I agree with you is because I think when you have 75 million, you've got to be better than you were last year. And in my
I
opinion,
think it's another
Liverpool
Tottenham Bell.
the Liverpool
Right.
team is not better than
Yeah,
what it was last season.
it has
It's
a
another
very
top-
Tottenham Bale feel
It's
about
not-
it.
You see Tottenham Bell, yeah? I think Tottenham's team last season was better than the year before.
Yeah.
Because Bell was actually the only player in that team that existed that year.
Lennon hasn't been playing.
I think they
That says a
improved
lot.
a lot. I think they improved the squad. They didn't have time to gel. And getting rid of managers in mid-season, you don't do
Doesn't
that.
help as well.
And now you've got another manager. This is the third manager with that team. Third with that team. It's crazy. You can't do that. And that's why Tottenham can't make the top four. They're their own enemy, if that makes sense. It's them that caused that to themselves. It's not
Daniel Levy
we
is
ain't got good enough
a
players, we ain't got
culprit,
good
bro.
enough- No, they've got players. They've even got money. Sort it out. You know what I mean? Just be disciplined. Give it a bit of time, and you'll be all right. But yeah, sorry. So Liverpool on the weekend. I mean, who's your next opponents next week?
West Ham
away. Oh,
So that's a 3 points
That's
from.
probably-
easy.
that could be.
That's 3 points from.
No, I wouldn't say that.
It's not easy.
I think
West
Sam,
Ham.
he sends his team out to
If
get-
Liverpool
Big
win,
Sam.
it won't be easy.
Because
Big
I wanted
Sam.
to talk about Hull and West Ham's game because that was probably one of my favourite games of the weekend as well because that was an amazing.
Was it a draw?
2-2.
Yeah, it was a good game.
Massive
Good game.
It was
Good
good.
game.
Like it was just entertaining football for a Monday night.
I didn't watch that.
surprisingly for West Ham.
Yeah, because I was surprised at how West Ham came out of that game because I thought Hull won.
Well, West Ham signed some very good players.
You see
They brought
Valencia's
in
goal.
Amala Vatana,
Valencia's
Eno
goal.
Valencia.
But you have to remember, Allardyce was going to get sacked if he didn't change his style of play. So he
I
had,
don't think
he
the
had to
board
switch up.
sacked him. You know?
I don't
I
know,
think
bro.
I think the
But they
priority-
cannot get
I
relegated.
think the
bro.
priority was stay in the Premier League till we get in the new stadium. If you're still mucking around, then we'll get rid of you because the fans have a massive voice for any club.
Because Tim Sherwood was
But
available.
He was still thin. I think Sherwood's now at West Ham anyway. He's there as a coach.
Tim Sherwood?
He took the
Wow.
job as a coach there. I was listening to an interview and I was like, he was talking about we. You know, we had a good result last week. I think who's we? And then when they finished, you know, like when they finished the interview, and they were like, this was Tim Sherwood talking about blah blah. I was like, damn, he's at West Ham. Okay,
Heavy.
right.
That's
Yeah,
good.
so you never know. He could actually sneak up with that job in the Olympic Stadium. But I think the priority for West Ham fans: sit down, just wait, get in the
Survive.
new stadium. Then you have your moment because it's hard to stay in the Premier League.
It's difficult. It's difficult.
It is hard. It is hard. But Valencia's goal was unbelievable. Even Abel Hernandez, I think he had scored a good.
That header was mad.
Yeah.
Diallo scoring against
And
his
also,
former club.
there was a lot of times when Abel Hernandez got the ball, he just turned and shot, and every shot was on target.
I liked him.
He knows where the goal is. He seems like that type of player.
I remember when him and Cavani used to play together at Palermo, and that's for me when I heard he went to Hull, I was like, good. That's a
They released
massive buy.
a stat about him and I forgot it. And I remember watching Monday Night Football and I was like, nah, this guy's he's quality then.
Yeah.
He's
It's
good.
good. It's good. Southampton 4, Newcastle 0. I've been singing the
Hard
Barra
you,
out for a
bro.
while.
You man, I told you. But we've been telling you, bro.
I was
He's in
singing
trouble,
this
blood.
from ages ago.
He's
I'm
in
telling you, he's had
trouble.
2 bad seasons, and he's kicked off very, very bad this year.
Bro,
He hasn't-
And again, he's gone to France and signed the whole of France.
There you go. Bottom of the league, Newcastle.
the team was poor.
1 point out of 12.
Blood, that team is poor.
Was it 3 victories in 2014?
3 years this year. 3 wins this year. You're
In
right.
2014.
You're right. Kabay really affected him, though. The selling of Kabay really, really messed him up.
Oh, that's a
And
player
you know
I would
what?
take.
You know what? When you're selling a player, you have to remember that when you sell a player, you don't just sell the body of that person. You sell a lot of things. You might sell the soul of the team, as you're saying, and you might even he's the fabric of Newcastle. That guy was like, it's like selling Fabregas from Arsenal. He was the fabric of our team at the time, and so when you're selling him, you need about 6 to replace that guy, just because he covered so much areas that you barely even understand. Suarez, you'll learn it. You will see that there is so much more that he did more than scoring goals, creating chances. I mean, that was
He was just a troublemaker as well, bro.
Suarez created a chance from nothing. He could have the ball, dead ball, in his own half, and Liverpool have a shot on target with that. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's not just, we need to get a finisher who will score 30 goals like he did.
No, you
Let's
need
get Balotelli.
Suarez.
You need Suarez.
Suarez, yeah.
No, but even that, they had Torres, and you never thought they would replace Torres. And then bang, they got Suarez. You get it? So there's always a player that can become better than what they've always had, which is that's the brilliant thing about football.
That's the brilliant thing about football.
Yeah.
There's always going to be a next man.
Yeah,
Always.
talent never dies.
No
That's why
one
I love
ever
it.
thought that someone was going to replace Maradona. Messi comes on the scene. A bad season is 40 goals. A bad season is 40 goals.
You know, that's serious. An injury season. was 40 goals.
40 goals.
But so yeah, so that was Newcastle. How long does this last? How long will we?
No, he's gonna get sacked. Don't worry.
I don't think he'll be there in January.
January's too far. I'm saying October. I think he'll be.
I think end of this
they're
month.
playing. They're playing at home to Hull this weekend.
They
If
lose
he-
that
If he does not win that game,
He's
he will
out.
be sacked. I genuinely think.
because
Hull-
the fans are planning a protest as well.
And the fact that Hull beat them there last season 3-2. Who remembers? Aluko. Unbelievable finish. But anyway, again towards the beginning of the season as well. But yeah, Newcastle losing 4-0.
In trouble,
Same result last season.
And I'll say Southampton were brilliant.
Yes,
Newcastle were very bad and Southampton was very good.
Southampton.
Newcastle.
I will take Schneiderlin, you know.
I like Southampton.
Aye.
Whoever said they're gonna get relegated because they're kit, yo,
He's absurd. Absurd. And I was saying that from the beginning. I said, look, Koeman I think is a better manager than Pochettino.
I remember you said.
I genuinely think Koeman is just. There's something about these kind of managers that are very disciplined. They're very. Do you know what I mean? They sort of they. He knew that if I get rid of Schneiderlin, I'm in trouble. And he put his foot down. Schneiderlin's
he's
got
Dutch,
it.
bro.
You know what I mean?
He's
He's like,
Dutch.
Schneider, and yet all these other players were getting sold even before he was there. And he's done. I think he's bought very well so far.
Tadic,
A team that
Pele.
can finish. That's a team that can finish in the top 10, no problem.
Yeah, definitely.
But anyway, Sunderland 2, Tottenham 2. Bit weird that one.
Harry Kane.
Harry Kane.
For
Oh,
Tottenham
poor
to
lad.
reach the top 4, they have to win games like Sunderland away, especially if you've taken the league twice. You can't make the top 4 if you're drawing away at Sunderland.
Where is Soldado?
Good question. He's on the bench.
He's on
I thought he was
the
injured.
bench, bro.
Adebayo's one that starts, right? So
Adebayo starts,
I
bro.
think he's got 1 goal this season.
But I'll take
Vice
Soldado in a heartbeat, bro.
captain.
Would you take Soldado?
I'll
Yes.
take him in a
Yes.
heartbeat, bro.
Soldado is good.
You take
I
Soldado?
think he's good at Valencia. I think remember he was a Real Madrid player.
No, I liked him at
I will
Valencia.
take him.
It's just, why does he seem like a shadow of himself in Tottenham?
It's confidence. It's adapting to the Premier League. It's a lot of things.
He scored, what, 28
He
at
ain't
Valencia
receiving
in
them
his last
through
season?
balls, bro.
He was sick, but
He's not receiving no through balls, fam.
He hasn't got a good midfield.
That's my issue with
Yeah,
Tottenham. You know,
he has not
when I
got
watch Tottenham versus Liverpool,
Everyone wants to
Liverpool
score.
were pressurising them to release the ball, but as well as that, their midfield was not supplying Adebayo at all. So he had to drop a lot deeper than he usually does. And I was like, where's Tottenham's midfield? They buy 10 midfielders a year and use 5. So it's like, where is... And then you sell Sandro. Oh, God.
Nah, Sandro's done, bro. You know he's getting relegated. bro.
Big money.
Money, bro. He's getting...
Stoke lost at home to Leicester after beating City away last week. I mean,
Welcome to the Premier
Welcome
League.
to the
Premier
Prem,
League
bro.
at its best.
Welcome to the Premier
This
League.
is Premier League at its best. Leicester picking up. Was this their first win of the season?
Yeah, I
it
think
was
so.
their first win. Leicester City.
That was a good goal.
Not looking too bad.
sure.
Not looking too bad so
Okay,
far. To be
bad.
Stoke away, not many teams can go there and say they've done that.
Honestly.
Home form will
They
be
beat
key.
Chelsea, they beat Arsenal, they beat United last year.
Home
at
form will be
Britannia.
key, bro,
Yeah.
for them staying up.
That was a good result for Leicester
Yeah.
City. you know?
And I think because Leicester have played 2 really tough games in Arsenal and Chelsea,
Mhm.
and they got
And
a
Everton.
point.
And Everton,
Started
yeah.
with Everton at home.
Yeah, they did.
They even started at Everton at home. So yeah, it was tough for them.
Well, they've got an even tougher game next week against Man United.
Oh, yes, United. I'll go over there. Palace 0, Burnley 0.
Well, that game was...
Nice, dead and boring. Penalty in the last minute. However,
Speroni is a
brilliant
bad
save.
boy.
Julian Speroni.
Mr. Julian
Speroni,
himself.
bro.
I have so much respect for this.
If you had him in your fantasy team, then he has got you some points.
Nah,
He saved
he's
his-
he's
no
not
joke.
in there, bro.
Mm.
Not a joke.
I really want to see
Last year.
Wilfred Zaha do well.
Oh, he's
I
at the
mean-
wrong club, I think. I think he needs to be at a bigger team. I don't know why he's gone back to Palace. I feel like it's too much of a jump from United to Palace.
Yeah,
I don't think he was used that.
You look at Newcastle, they could have gone
But you
for
see,
it.
my issue-
they love
my issue
him.
with
He's like,
Zaha
it's
is
like
that-
home.
My issue with Zaha is that 3 managers have said they're not playing you. Why?
Bro, I think he's good, bro.
No, I like Zaha.
I
He
wish
came
we
to
got
Old
him.
Trafford
I
in-
wish we got him.
He came to Old Trafford in was it the League Cup or the FA Cup, and he banged against us. Yeah, he took Palace to promotion, and I've seen him, and I'm like, no, Zaha's a good player, so why is he not playing? So I'm just curious. For me, that's
That's
a
how
mystery.
exciting managers have seen on the training pitch, or I don't know.
Something's going on, bruv. Solskjaer didn't play you that much. Moyes played you for 20 minutes against Newcastle. You couldn't get pre-season action with Van Gaal. Why?
Is he on loan or they sold him?
He's on loan.
loan.
He's on loan.
Bro, I'll take him, bro.
And there could be an option for
I
them to
think that was
sign
a
him.
bad result for Palace at home, though. I think when you got Burnley at home, you have to win those kind of games. And they could have really lost it. Very quickly, another relegation fight for this team. West Brom losing at home to Everton 2-0. Lukaku got his first goal of the season. £28 million.
And what a goal it was.
Yeah, it was a good goal. It was a finish.
£28 million is ticking down now.
Yeah.
The family might be paying it back.
27.5.
It was a good finish.
So I think it's 28. But yeah, so you know that West Brom in trouble.
They'll be in
I
there.
think so.
They'll be in
I
there.
think so.
They bought a
Yeah.
lot of players,
They'll be in there.
I don't understand.
I-
They bought a
I-
lot.
But-
I think
they'll be the fighters.
They'll be fighting, but
Everton, what can we expect from Everton this season?
Top
Europa League.
Same
top
last year.
6, yeah, top
Europa
6.
League.
Same.
They got Wolfsburg on
How,
Thursday.
okay, how does the team? Now you look at the top 4, even top 5 when you include United as well. You look at that caliber of team, and then you look at your Tottenham's, your Newcastle's, your Everton. How do they break into the top 4? What do they need to do?
Bruv, you
win
need
the
to
big
spend,
ones.
bruv.
They need to win the big ones.
I don't know. I think
You have to
I
spend.
think-
How do they do it?
I think they have to win.
Like
the
you
big
said,
ones.
Tottenham, Sunderland, you win that.
You have to win.
You win those games. Like I said, you guys lost to the top 4. All those big losses are Arsenal
Yeah.
had. And you win Southampton, you win West Brom away, you win Swansea. You've won the league. If you can do that, Tottenham would have to do that to win the league.
But the
Sorry,
thing-
not to win the league,
Yeah,
to get into top 4. Yeah.
The thing is though, is that even you see Everton, right? They didn't lose a lot last year, but they had a lot of draws.
A lot
And-
of
and
draws.
The thing for me, I look at Everton and I feel so sorry for them because I feel like they punch even above their weight. I think they do very, very well for the team they actually have.
I think they've got a good squad though.
Squad is a
I
strong
do,
word
I
to
do
say.
think, I do think they overachieved last year.
I think it's a good first team. I don't know about squad. I couldn't name their bench. I don't know if you can. Do you get what I mean?
Christian Atsu.
To say
But
it.
they've got Ansu on the bench.
They've got Adsu, yet you lot don't keep him in your
They've got.
team.
They don't start Morales. They don't.
Do they not?
No. He didn't start against Chelsea.
Yeah, he was
I
on
swear
the
he
bench.
did.
I remember him playing the game.
Naismith
He
and
came on.
Finn,
Nathan
Naismith
started
and
the first
Lukaku are
game.
up top.
Yeah.
McGee, he's also on another player. They don't always start.
Yeah.
So
It's not a bad team, but I think they punch above their weight. When you look at it, last year they punched well above their weight.
I think if you look at it historically, the only time a team has come into the top 4, outside of the top 4, is when one of the top 4 has performed awfully.
But that's the thing. We will get that this year. I think there will be a top 4 team because it happens every season.
I can
think-
see it being Chelsea, Arsenal, City, and United again this season.
Instead of Liverpool.
Yeah, I just don't think Liverpool are.
You think United will make it this year? I'm the only one that's probably going to say that. I don't think United will make the top 4 this year. But
I hope you're right. I
hope I'm
really
right
do.
the thing is,
I hope you're right.
the thing is, what makes Liverpool not make that top 4 is the amount of competitions they're in. For me, it's the fact United have nothing to play for, bar the Premier League, and that's
FA Cup.
That's what got Liverpool nearly winning the league last year. Just the fact that they were not in Europe, they could have won the league last year. So, anyway, we have to wait and see. Premier League's football is unbelievable. We love it all. We love it all. Because you can be on form, next game you lose at home to anyone. There's not a team exempt. So, but yeah, let's talk about the Champions League anyway. That's been happening so far. Yeah, we're recording this on the Wednesday before the matches of today, which includes Chelsea and Schalke. The other
Man City,
and
Bayern.
Bayern
Big
Munich.
game of Bayern and City.
Yeah, massive game. Last night's performances from the British teams.
We're going to give David 15 minutes.
David, here's your time.
Blood!
Arsenal, Dortmund.
Borussia
2,
Dortmund.
Arsenal 0.
Dortmund officially violated us yesterday, bro.
Jurgen Klopp
Just
came
no
back-
one turned up, bro. I don't know. I understand.
Came in like a
Ramsey,
You know what the
poor.
funny stat? The funniest stat is that we had more possession than Dortmund. I never saw us have the ball.
But
If I'm honest, I barely saw us even have the
Now
ball.
you did. It was turnover city.
Sanchez was poor.
Sanchez.
I think
Fine,
he was your
no, no,
brightest
He
spark.
worked- no, I think he worked the hardest.
He worked hard, but he was poor.
Everyone was poor. I think he worked the hardest though.
Welbeck can't. Yo, I'm sorry. You have to finish
You
one of
got
those
5
chances.
minutes on Welbeck.
Yeah,
You
if
have to.
I agree with David on that. If you're told before the night that you're going to have 2 shots on goal in the Champions League in Dortmund, you meditate making sure you finish one of those. If you've been given 3 and you've not hit the target for any,
I don't think he had
Says
3
a lot.
chances.
If
he had
if-
2.
He had 3.
He had 3.
He had
If you're a
two.
United
The
fan,
6-yard box is the easiest one.
if you're a United fan, you saw this.
Yeah.
You saw
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
You saw this last year.
You saw this.
Noah is one of the best keepers in the world. But that chip, you have
Nah,
to
I heard someone, this is a funny thing, I read it in a paper, and Moyes done a scouting report. He says, Noah, when you're one-on-one with him, he doesn't get down quick. So he told the Finnish strikers, fam, low and hard.
Yeah.
Man went for the chip.
Spectacular.
He told them before the game.
Yeah, he told him before
Low.
the game, when you're one-on-one with Neuer, low, because
and
he doesn't
hard.
get down quick,
fast enough,
fast
yeah.
enough.
I'll be practicing those. If I was a striker, I'm practicing that all game.
Yeah, I mean,
25 yards,
if I was a
right,
striker,
all
I
game.
would study the keeper that is
I
playing
remember-
next game
I
and do
remember-
all of their weaknesses.
I remember the Champions League final, Man United Barcelona 2011. Yeah, when they sussed out where Van der Sar's weak spot was. Every
Left side.
goal was on the
Left
left
side.
side. Every single goal was on the left hand side, and I thought, oh, they've clocked his weak part. And then the second one went in, and the third went in, and you're like,
All on
that's
Van der
how you
Sar's
work
left.
out. That's how you beat
All
a
of
player.
them.
That's how you beat a player. Definitely, you must be studying them kind of things before the game. Do you know what I mean? I remember Casillas said that Reina told me to dive a certain way. I think it was in 2008 or was it 2010 when they won a championship, won a semi-final, and he said this player always goes to the left. Yeah, depending on whatever kind of I can't remember. No, it was. I'm losing it. Did Spain play Paraguay at all in any of the last 4 tournaments?
World Cup.
Yes,
World
they
Cup,
did
was
in
it
World Cup
semi-final? He
2010.
was talking about Cardoza, yeah?
Yes.
And he said Oscar Cardoza always goes left or right depending on what the situation of the match was. And he guessed it right, he got it right, and then you just see Casillas pointing to Reina saying that was for you because you told me literally where to go, blah, blah. So stuff like that, you have to study these things, you have to get into it hardcore.
So Welbeck didn't study.
No, I mean,
No,
it-
they've told him. They've told him.
Well, clearly
He
not.
did listen.
The thing is,
When
it was a very bad performance. Wenger put it straight. He said it was a very average performance from Arsenal. And the fact is, if you play average in the Champions League, you get beaten.
You get beaten, bro.
It's as simple as that. That's the level. Because I genuinely think we play like that at home to Burnley. I think we'd win the game. We'd scrape. It would be lucky win, but I think we would win the game on that performance.
I
'Cause it's
don't
weird
think so.
because what I don't understand is how did Arsenal turn up at City like that?
And then, 3 days later, you're the same. Immobile is running from his own half. And I was like, nah.
For me, it's just so much ball watching.
Yeah, closing schoolboy errors. You know, it's
Schoolboy
when
errors.
you're in year 9 or in year 10 and you're playing for the school team, the 2 things the manager screams at you about: close him down, yeah, and get stuck in, that kind of thing.
Koscielny
Yeah,
is
don't
watching
watch,
Immobile's
Like, did you
legs.
see the second goal? Man
support
just,
him,
hey.
supporting players.
It was
Every time
such
we
a
had the
simple
ball-
goal.
Every time we
It
had
was
the
a
ball,
catalogue of errors. We can talk about too many. We can talk about Chesney. We can talk about the fact that.
Chesney.
Listen,
But I was
there
about
are
to smash
so-
my laptop.
We could talk. We could talk.
I was
We
like,
could talk
yo.
about Mertesacker being on a halfway line when the first goal. It's like, bro, you're the slowest guy on the pitch. Why are you so high up? You're supposed to be the sweeper, the guy at the end.
Listen, Ospina on Saturday at Villa away. There's no long thing about this. Ospina in goal on Saturday.
I'm so
That's-
bad.
that's all I
Chesney
wanna
needs
see.
to just, I don't know.
And you know, the only thing that gives me some sort of hope is when Arsenal do badly, we have a good run of bouncing back. We know how to bounce back from calamitous performances. But it's just yesterday. Nobody could even understand how flat we were. We couldn't, especially playing the way we played. at City.
Especially when you don't have a striker. When you get chances, you need to put it in. I'm sorry.
Is the striker the reason for our defeat yesterday?
No, but it could have
It
helped.
eases the pain.
The fact that we could have still.
If we could have, that's what I'm saying. We had chances to
If
score.
Welbeck scores those 2 chances,
Because remember, his
Ven-
first one was before Dortmund's.
yeah, that's what
So
David was saying.
it could've changed the
Welbeck
whole
missed
page.
and Immobile scored.
You could have changed the whole page.
So if you score those 2 chances, yes, you'll cast Arsenal's performance,
And he
but you'll
scored
say
that
they
crucial time.
scored 2 goals.
Immobile scored at a crucial time as well.
Right,
Stroke
30
of
seconds
half-time.
before half time. You see what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. Like Chelsea, they weren't playing that great against Swansea, but you scored before half time.
second half, no, Mourinho,
And then second half,
Mourinho
bang,
gave them a
bang.
howler
That
at
seems to
half
be
time.
A lot of Chelsea's home games so far. It's been funny at the start. In the second half,
We don't have a striker. When we
the
play
fresh
poor,
team turns up.
but our striker just gets us a goal. We don't have not had that for a time from unless we had Van Persie. But yeah, Since Van Persie, never had
Eduardo.
that.
Yeah.
Listen,
We would
Van
play
Persie
poor.
knew- Van Persie knew if I go to Eindhoven, I'm going to have one shot on goal. And when it came, he puts it in the back of the net. They know these things before the game starts. They're told, look, you're not. This is we're at Dortmund. Yeah, if you get a shot on goal, bedroom.
And do you know what? One thing I noticed as well. Dortmund didn't have their full team.
No,
Yeah.
they were nowhere near their
Listen,
full team.
listen,
That's the
listen,
worst part about
Listen,
it.
What's
Royce is out. Royce was out for a month during the qualifiers. If Royce is in that team, you're pissed. No, you're pissed.
Did
If
you see
Royce
what
is in
Royce
that,
and Lewandowski did to us last season at the end.
yeah.
Goodness me.
If Royce is on the pitch, did Blasикowski play?
Yeah,
No.
they all played. Not yesterday.
No, yesterday.
He didn't play.
No, he's injured as well. Hamels is out. Was it Hamels? No Hamels.
There was no Hummels.
No,
What's the other guy?
No Gundogan.
No Kagawa.
No Kagawa.
Yeah, he wasn't there. This is what I'm saying. They didn't have their full team.
And they had 23 attempts at Chesney with none of the players we mentioned. Hey,
Before our first chance, I think they had 10.
yo.
Something like that.
Yeah, they said by the time you had your first chance in the 41st minute, they had 10 chances. Are you serious?
And that's
Hey,
Dortmund, I mean, credit to Dortmund. They're unbelievable at home, especially in the Champions League. I don't know teams that beat them there. Do you know what I mean? I can't remember a team that beats them over there. They're an unbelievable side at home. The way they played, their attack is a
because
ferocious.
even when Madrid went there last year,
They lost 2-0.
Royce scored 2 goals.
Yeah, they lost there.
They could have gone out, bro.
Don't forget the year when Lewandowski put 4 past Madrid.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? They don't lose at home that often. In the
except for
Champions
you lot last year, innit?
League. I mean, yeah.
Was it Ramsey? Yeah.
Even that game was literally
That game,
half
yesterday
game.
where they had the whole game. How we did not concede by God's grace alone. Someone prayed.
I'm
before
telling you.
that game.
I'm
Because
telling you.
How we won that game is the same thing. It's like raw. You know, Welbeck puts that ball in the net at half time. It's 1-0 to Arsenal. Yeah, you're looking at the game thinking, bedroom. How have we
Yeah.
not conceded?
And you see the thing is, if I'm an Arsenal fan, I'm it's not about panicking, but I can slightly see why the panic button would be turned on because it's like
We ain't got to finish
you
up.
see the thing about Arsenal that I've always realised is your mentality during games switches. City, you play like you're playing the final. Dortmund, you play like they're Barcelona.
The thing is, I don't get what happened at Dortmund.
And
just
I don't
get it.
understand.
It's a big game, and I genuinely
I
don't understand.
don't understand.
I do think the formation we set out though at Dortmund. I mean, you don't go with one holding mid at Dortmund. That's crazy, especially when they have 2 holding mids and they're at home. I mean, you can't have Arteta against Mkhitaryan.
Arteta.
and
But
Kel.
Arteta, my
They
day.
had Kel and Bender at the beginning of the
Hey.
game. That's a lot of defensive.
No,
ammunition
yesterday
right there.
Arteta was poor as
That's a
well, bro.
lot. Do you know what I'm saying? And yet
Arteta
we
was
went-
ball watching.
We went there with Arteta.
Arteta was
Ball watching.
poor. Hey.
Yeah, he's not up to fitness when it comes to this league.
I'm telling you. That's what I said.
Champions
I said the whole of last year. You sign a DM, you sign a centre back, you sign a number 9. It's a different Arsenal, bro.
But yeah, like what they were saying before, was it Matic? We're always a Matic, Terry.
It's
Okay. How about what do you think? What was it? Who was saying this? Graham Souness. That we have too many similar players.
I mean, we've got so many midgets, yeah. But I mean, as in similar players.
Similar players, yeah.
I think he means they're mostly attacking.
Because you know what, he makes a point about how we're a different side at home as we are away. I didn't really agree because last year we had the best away record in the league, so we must have won. We must have beaten somebody. It's just when it came to the massive teams, we crumbled. Now at the Emirates against City, we played very, very well. Have we got too many similar players? I see what he's saying.
Yeah, 'cause they're all-
Arteta being a holding mid, let's not forget he was an attacking midfielder at Everton.
Yeah.
So it's even when we do go for a defensive type of player, it's somebody who can play with the ball. It's not somebody who wins the ball.
Yeah, I think
And
what
that's what we lack.
what
I
was
think
meant
we
by
lack
that
a
is
ball
that
winner.
a lot of Arsenal midfielders all have the same strength. I mean, if
And
I
the same
say
weaknesses.
if I said so and so is a great passer of the ball, that could be talking about Wilshere, Ozil, Ramsey, Cazorla, Arteta, all of them. You could say that about all of them.
Yeah.
The only ones that are really different are maybe Walcott,
That's
Sanchez,
for
and
me the
Chamber.
ball- yeah, we lack a ball-winning midfielder. Somebody who, if I see Silva coming at me, I'm taking him out. And I'm gonna get the ball back.
Mascherano,
Let's get the ball back onto that side. And
Yeah.
Carvalho,
that's what we
Matuidi.
lack. I don't think we necessarily need to have, like they were talking about, have your Matic and have this, that. Maybe not necessarily that. I just think someone who wins the ball.
Yeah.
Win the ball. Do you know what I mean? Win the ball. Because Vieira, although he was a nasty player, he
Bro,
could pass,
you
he could
take
finish.
that ball,
he
fam.
was a nang all-round player.
Nine.
But he was a ball winner. Roy Keane was ball winner. You know what I mean? And then Scholes is the one that does the fancy work. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think that's what we need. I don't necessarily want to have an industry kind of league
League cap.
I'm not really on that. I just want a player who can win the ball.
Win the
Gilberto
ball.
Silva. Won the
Tries.
ball. But he was very, you know what I'm saying? He could keep his hair straight even when he does that. You know what I mean?
I think Mascherano, Fernandinho.
Fernandinho's
Mascherano would be the perfect.
Fernandinho's very good.
Bruv, he signed a contract, but he
But
ain't
anyway,
leaving.
so yeah, that's what happened there.
But yeah.
Let's go over to Anfield.
Anfield,
Liverpool
fam.
Just. In injury time. Penalty
Injury,
from
bruv.
Steven Gerrard. You lot managed to beat Ludogorets 2-1. Returning at Anfield, returning to the Champions League. How was that for you? You must have been elated.
Obviously, it was nice to be back in Europe.
Yeah.
And, no more EastEnders, unlike others.
Just because you said that.
Hey, yeah, that's a topic.
Just because you
That's the
said
title,
that.
bro.
Just because you said that.
But
I can't wait to go to Anfield, bro. Just because you said that.
we'll be expecting you.
Angel Di Maria versus Sarko. Oh, I
When
can't
was the
wait.
last time United won at Anfield anyway?
It's been a minute. It's
I
been a
think Van
minute.
Persie,
07.
when Van Persie did a mad thing.
Oh yeah.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I can't forget that.
That 2-0, 2-1.
Yeah, 2-1.
Referee had a mare.
I don't know
but-
how
United
you-
always win at Anfield, don't they?
No.
Nah, not always, bro.
No.
Hey, when Torres was there,
Old
bro.
Old
Not always.
Old
I mean, the
Trafford.
past like 3 years.
Maybe 1 in 3.
Oh, okay.
No.
Because last year they lost. And the year before there's what we were talking about, they won. The year before that,
They
I
lost.
can't remember.
United,
No,
United
no.
won.
I remember Suarez scored a hat trick.
I remember.
Or Kyle scored a hat trick. One of them guys.
You're talking about 2010.
Oh, am I talking
You're talking
about
about 2010.
At
That was
Anfield, Manchester United at Anfield,
Yeah.
the past 3 games, they haven't lost.
we lost last year.
Last year.
We lost last
At
year 1-0
Anfield?
to
Sturridge.
Sturridge.
Yeah, Sturridge.
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
And
Okay,
then,
my
and then
bad.
the year before that, it was the 2-1, and the year before that was 1-1.
Oh,
Wow.
1-1.
That
Yeah.
was the Everest.
Who's the one when back? Yeah, what's the one when Gerrard scored that low free kick? What year was
That's
that?
1-1.
That's
Was that
1-1.
the 1-1?
That
Yeah,
sounds like
that's
every year.
2011.
That's like every year. Gerrard
Sounds
against
like
United.
every year.
Free kick. Hilarious. But yeah, Liverpool back in European football. Shaky start. Was it just nerves? Was it just, where's I was flicking from channel to channel and I couldn't really hit it Anfield. The famous Anfield roar on the
No, they
Champions
were
League.
very
But
quiet.
maybe I missed out on some because I didn't watch the whole game. But yeah, talk to us, man. How are you feeling?
There was nothing really to write home about in terms of on-pitch play. The Bulgarians, they did really well.
Yeah,
They're a good outfit. But it was good to be back in Europe. The atmosphere. It wasn't at its best, but
I'm sure we'll be rocking for Real Madrid though. No
definitely.
doubt. We should get some tickets to that, man. I'd go to the games.
That would be like $2 bills.
I don't give a damn. Actually.
That game would be like $2 bills, bro.
You see how he said that against Villa, Liverpool didn't have any penetration. You didn't feel like they were going to break through the defence. Was that the same, or did it improve?
it was more or less the same. Balotelli did have a couple half chances, but there wasn't really any sort of direct beating down the door kind of thing.
Because I remember when in the Villa game, everyone seemed to make this claim that because Sterling didn't start, it was all, if Sterling started, it would have been a different story. But I don't know. I don't think.
I don't really buy it.
I think we look very flat without, unfortunately, without Suarez. There's not anyone. There's no magic moments no
We've
more.
got a few injuries as well. Though. I think when you get Sturridge back, I think you just give it a bit of time.
Sturridge is still a
I
game
remember
changer.
Suarez used to assist a lot, you know.
Yeah, as well.
Just take it for
That's the
granted.
thing.
You do. Yeah, you
He
do.
used to assist bad.
If it had ended as a 1-1 draw, right? Is it worrying for your group stage at the moment? Would it be worrying? Bearing in mind you still got Basel
Definitely.
to play, and then you got Madrid in the double back-to-back header.
Basel away is not easy.
It's not going to be
Not
easy.
easy.
I don't think at home they're easy.
It's not going to be easy
Exactly.
at
So
all.
I don't think at home
It
they're
will be
easy.
a hard game.
the Madrid. So realistically,
Madrid.
realistically, Ludogorets, it should be 6 points if we want to qualify from that group.
You need to win next game.
Basel
guarantee.
away.
So
I mean, Basel away.
I know, but they.
I think a draw you'll be alright with that. I think you'll be.
Yeah,
I'll take a draw.
I'll take it.
I'll take a draw today
I'll take it.
if I was a Liverpool man. Let's talk about Madrid and all the other teams in the group. I mean, they put Basel to sleep in the first half. And
Bruv.
what was
5-1.
odd though is that we watched Basel. We switched over to the channel and we saw Basel just have this counter attack and score. Because me and Ernest were talking about the Madrid team, thinking, you know what? As much as the defensive thing is an issue, they are Real Madrid. But then I thought, I don't know, because at Anfield, I think you will score. And so I think because of how weak the defense of Real Madrid is,
But fam, Liverpool's defence, fam.
but that's the only
David,
trigger. It's
David, talk to me.
it's Liverpool's defense
Gareth
as
Bale.
well.
On
Hey!
one side. I'm telling you, bro. Did you see Modric's assist to
Lads.
goal
I
yesterday?
think you've named a very, very massive player there. I think if you keep that guy quiet, Modric, then you have a chance. Because
Not Ronaldo or Bale.
No, because
Ronaldo
you see
quiet.
Ronaldo and Bale's and that, they don't pick the ball from their own half. Modric does a lot of. I mean, when it was Alonso and Modric for Real Madrid, and then you had Di Maria as well, those guys were feeding anyone left, right, and centre. But now it's a case of Modric is now the new Alonso. He's the new sort of talisman in that midfield. They got Cruz as well.
He will find you on Mars.
He'll get better with time at Madrid, no doubt.
If you're on Mars, he
I
will.
think that's the way to stop Madrid, because that's how Sociedad stopped them. That's how
You have
Atletico
to
stopped
shut
them.
down that midfield, bro.
But they're beatable. You know what I mean? That's the hope I
Everyone's
look at it like that. They're always beatable. Quick question: Who played for the first time against Real Madrid in the Basel shirt yesterday? Former Real Madrid player. Can you name that player who played yesterday?
I didn't watch the game, so I have no idea.
Nobody knows. Oh God, come on. Nobody knows.
I didn't watch the game, so I don't know.
The ex-Real Madrid player was Walter Samuel. Who remembers him?
Walter
Swear
Samuel.
down.
It's still about.
He played yesterday. He started yesterday against Real
Wow.
Madrid.
Wow.
He played in that defence. Maybe that's the reason for the 5 goals. I don't know, but yeah, it was his first return to the Bernabeu since leaving there. I totally forgot he played for Real Madrid. I only remember his Inter Milan career. Really,
I saw it was in 2003, wasn't it?
I can't even tell you what year it was.
Samuel, I remember him from 09.
At Real Madrid.
No, Inter.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it must have been
Samuel's
early
been in
then.
Serie A like his whole life, but then
Must have been.
then he was
Because
at
I
Madrid.
remember him
For
in
like
2003,
04,
bruv,
Do you
yeah.
reckon? Is that what it was? Yeah. Maybe that's the
Yeah, with Cannavaro in it.
Probably, yeah.
Cannavaro. Yeah.
Yeah, it might have been Cannavaro.
Yeah, so Real Madrid looked good. Was Bale's goal intentional? I don't know. For me, I felt like he tried to lob the keeper, and it didn't work out.
It didn't
and
work
he was on
out,
the
bro.
receiving end of it, and he taps it in.
But
that's
that's
my opinion.
yeah,
I think he did it on purpose.
I agree, but I still think that makes it a fantastic goal.
No, because I think no doubt. Is it fantastic? I'm saying was it deliberate?
I think
he
it
tried to lob
was.
the keeper.
No, I think
I
it
think
was.
You think he tried to
deliberate.
just flick it over so he can
I think
tap
it was
it?
deliberate.
I think he tried to
I don't
score.
know,
I mean, who
he
tries
tried
to
to
flick it over a keeper and just not?
But why
for it to
not?
Go in?
Oh, why not, bro?
Only Messi
Because
does
he
that.
was so close. I think he tried to
But why
score.
not?
Why would you try to get it so close to the goal but not see?
Why not go for the spectacular?
But it wasn't spectacular.
It
It
would have been
was
spectacular.
No, I mean, it would have been better if it went straight
Did
in.
you
No,
see the pass, fam?
no, but if I lob it over the keeper
But you see
and
the
then
pass, fam?
and then watch him behind me and score it, that's spectacular.
Yeah, but I don't
Bruv,
think any.
it was the
I-
through
I don't
ball.
think any player would plan to do that.
I think if he shoots and it lobs the keeper and goes in, that's more spectacular.
No,
Yeah.
I prefer that goal because most of us have seen a lob in our lifetime.
I think it
If
shows.
you
that-
lob it over, touch and score, I had to clap.
I'm sorry, bro.
If
And he was running
no,
at pace,
no,
bro.
If he means it, I think then
That's
I agree with
bad.
that. But I don't think he meant
I
it.
don't
I
think
think
a player would
I
do
think
that.
he did.
You got to check. He had to analyze that through ball, fam. He was like, yo.
That ball from Modric though.
He had to analyze that through ball. Can I score this first time? He said, nah. He said,
This
nah.
is the thing.
Lob
This
it.
is
Let
the
me
thing.
just.
Bell has adapted. I have to clap for Bell, bruv. He's adapted to what it means to be a Galactico, bruv. He knows what it means, and he did a thing. I think he meant it. Bruv.
What do we think of the Champions League fixtures tonight? Chelsea in action at home to Schalke, as well as Bayern Munich at home to Manchester City.
Chelsea
4-0
win.
Chelsea.
1-0 Chelsea.
Chelsea
you
win.
guys are brave.
Wow, you guys are brave.
What were
1-0
your scores
Chelsea.
last year? I saw you gave them 3
It
in
was
each
like,
leg.
it was about 3. Yeah, we
Exactly.
beat 3-0 home and
By
away.
Bayern,
You
Bayern
banged
beat
them.
Man City.
No, Bayern will beat Manchester City.
I don't know, you know.
I think so.
I can't see City winning it.
Do you know what it is? Because City have had them what for 2-3 seasons?
Well, this is
Yeah.
yeah.
They've had them for 2-3 seasons. I think City
Even once.
City are not a pushover like that. In terms of obviously Lewandowski. Listen,
Lewandowski.
Lewandowski.
But you got
Yeah, I
Demi
can-
Kellis in there, you know. He's
I
got a
think-
merit in.
Demi Kellis has improved.
He's got a merit in,
I
though.
think at the Allianz,
Javi Alonso.
they were shut down.
Bye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Aye.
They shut down shop at the
What
end.
is it, Oscar?
Xavi Alonso. Hey. I'm
It's
sorry.
long. Gertzer, it's long.
I can put like Yaya, Fernandinho, and David Silva. I think City
But
are
them men
not
were
a
there last
pushover.
season.
Them
as
man
well.
were there.
Huh?
Them men were there last
And
season.
they won at the Allianz.
when it didn't matter.
No, regardless, they won.
When Bayern came to City's ground, do you remember what happened?
No,
last
we
season?
remember.
They got
that
hanged.
Dante
They got hanged.
looked at Muller and did this.
No, I said-
And Muller did this.
Did we haven't even mentioned
City
Schweinsteiger,
City
Aya
beat Bayern
Robben,
Munich,
Frank
Bayern Munich had
Ribery.
already gone through.
No,
They were more or less top in the
I
group.
agree. But for me, a win is a win, bro. You beat them.
No, I'm
You
sorry.
see what I'm saying? You beat
They're
them.
gonna get hanged.
All right.
I think they'll lose. I'm not about hanged.
I'm not saying that nothing you're saying is impossible. I'm just saying that City, for the past 2 seasons, have done their homework. They've played them twice, bro.
Let's
So,
see if they do
let's see.
Because I mean that group is tough. It's got CSK, I think,
And
it's
Roma.
got Roma. Mate, that's not an easy group at all. That is a tough group. Every away game there, I don't see City even getting them. Even at CSK, because CSK is dodge. In Russia, any English team.
They did give them a good game last year.
I can just see Joe Hart making a mistake.
in the
The
ice.
European outlets.
I can see Clichy and Joe Hart
At
making a mistake.
Roma will be amping this year because they're back in the Champions League.
I'll laugh if Sanya plays though,
Well,
because
let's
well,
move
let's
on
not
to,
talk
the,
about
to
it,
the
bro.
Premier League fixtures of next weekend. This weekend, shall I say? QPR and the 12:45 kickoff are at home to Stoke City.
Peter Crouch hat-trick.
Peter Crouch hat-trick. That's a minimum of 3 goals.
Do you know what? Yeah.
Mammy Beer, I'm due. 4 goals.
QPR at home to Stoke.
Ah.
QPR have to win this game. Massive.
No, QPR have won a game this season.
No, but
they're
they
not
have
in,
to win this
they're
game.
not in dire
No, they
like
have to win this
conditions.
game.
No, they have
They
to
lost the
win.
games they lost were to teams that you wouldn't really expect them to beat. I mean, they got battered by United and they got battered by Tottenham, but no one's expecting them to go there and get 3 points away both
True.
games.
True.
You know, I think QPR have been playing very poor, but I think their squad is good enough for them to stay up
Do you see QPR going to West Brom and beating them there?
with time. Not next week.
Leicester did it last weekend.
No, I mean with time, as in
Sorry,
these
Leicester-
players need to gel. They've bought a lot of new players.
Sorry.
Harry, like
Who did QPR beat? I
they've
forgot
got
who.
Cranchard, they've got
They beat Hull, I
Sandro,
think.
they've got.
Yeah, it was.
They
No,
beat-
they
No,
lost
beat-
to Hull.
Was it Sunderland?
They lost to Hull.
Yeah.
Was it Sunderland at home? They beat.
Sunderland at home.
They won a home
They
game. I
beat
remember that
Sunderland
much.
at home.
You know,
Yeah,
Charlie
cool.
Austin's not really a Premier League striker just yet.
Not yet.
Builder.
We'll
You know,
see.
they've got Zamora and they had Taarabt on the bench against United.
Oh,
You
is
know,
he back at QPR?
yeah,
He
yeah.
didn't get a contract at AC.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if Harry turns it around and QPR do not get relegated.
David, QPR Stoke prediction.
I'll go home win.
Home win. Brave. Ernest.
3-0 Stoke.
3-0 Stoke. Wow, that's massive. Oscar.
1-1.
1-1. Robin.
1-0 Stoke.
1-0 Stoke.
1-1.
Adrian. 1-1. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, this is hard. That's a hard game. I'm gonna go for 1-0 QPR. Yeah, I think they'll just sneak it. Burnley are at home to Sunderland. Massive game. Massive game. Burnley at home to
How's that
Sunderland.
massive?
Of course
Sunderland.
it's massive. Sunderland will be in that relegation fight with Burnley. They're all near and nearabouts. You're saying Sunderland, David? Away win?
Yeah.
Ernest?
What's the fixture?
Burnley at home to Sunderland.
Sunderland.
Sunderland away win.
1-0.
1-0 away win.
Who did Sunderland play at the weekend? They got a point, didn't they?
Spurs.
Spurs.
Yeah, they got a point against Spurs. Yeah, I'd say Sunderland 2-0.
Goodness me. Sunderland 2-0. Go on, Robin.
Sunderland 1-0.
Sunderland away win.
2-0 Sunderland.
2-0 Sunderland. I reckon
Sunderland's back four is immaculate.
I reckon 1-0 Burnley. I'm going to go with 1-0 Burnley. Swansea, this is a big game. Swansea at home to Southampton.
Oi.
David, Swansea at home to Southampton.
That's gonna be a good game.
Hey,
I wanna watch that.
Hey.
Swansea 2-1.
Swansea 2-1. Ernest?
Southampton 3-1.
Wow.
Hey.
Wow.
Massive call.
Swansea 3-1.
Swansea 3-1. Robin?
2-2.
2-2.
Boo.
Adrian?
Go for Swansea. 2-1.
Swansea 2-1. I'm going to go for Southampton 2-0. Away. Newcastle. Hey. Newcastle at home to Hull City.
Hull.
Newcastle at home to Hull
Away
City.
win.
Away win?
Away
David?
win.
So sure, can we?
Go for it, Ernest.
Oh, Haaland gonna batter them.
We all want Partey to get sacked.
No, do you know what it is? Do you know what it is? I'm just picturing. Did you see Pele's? Was it his second goal?
Hello.
When
What,
whatever
Tadic-
Pel, whatever his
the
name
ball
is.
cross?
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
you're right.
Did you see Colaccini?
Oh, Williamson. Williamson looks wild. The ball's coming and he just lets it roll.
No. Did you see? I don't know if you guys have ever played pinball before. Yeah. When the ball goes back and forth, and it's in front of their back too. Why all the banter?
It's wrong.
Oh man.
That
Nah,
defense
bro. The
was-
momentum,
Oh,
I
yeah.
can just see it, bro.
Listen.
was
Is it Abel Hernandez? Whatever his
Of
name
who?
is.
Of who?
Pablo. Is it Pablo Hernandez?
No, it's Abel.
Abel, yeah.
Of Hull, yeah?
Yeah, of Hull.
Yeah.
Diame. Flipping.
Man,
Oh,
I'm telling you, bro.
Gaston Ramirez.
I just want to go just to hear the abuse.
Hey.
Oh, it's going to be banter. Oh my
you know
god.
Well, what's the score going to be? You're saying Hull, isn't it?
I'm saying Hull.
I'm
I'm saying
saying-
Hull 2-0.
Do you know what's confusing me is Newcastle as attacking options are so poor. How did they manage to score?
You know, every year they sign a striker.
They scored 3 goals against Crystal Palace. How did they score 3? I think it will be a good game. I think Hull will take it to them, but I can't see Newcastle losing. I think I'll say 2-2.
2-2.
Yeah.
Not a good result.
Steve Bruce ain't gonna have that.
Go for it, Robin.
Hull going to batter them. 2-0.
Oh, strong turn.
Go
Go on, Adrian.
I can see Newcastle grafting it.
That's great.
That's great,
They
man.
need this.
That's Sissoko.
Yeah,
2-1 Newcastle from Adrian.
Musa Sissoko Thunderbolt.
Thunderbolt, yeah?
Against
From
Tottenham.
range. I think it will be a draw. I think it will be. Oscar said 2-2. I wouldn't go too far against that. But I think the fans will be livid. It's a 2-2 draw that will get fans angry for some reason. But I don't think Newcastle will lose at home.
Nah, they're gonna lose, bro. But-
Aston Villa, David.
Yes.
They're at home to Arsenal this weekend.
Cleverly hat trick.
Aston Villa home to Arsenal this weekend.
Hey! I think-
Andre's Bobby with 4 assists.
Yeah.
What are we saying here, man? Keep hope alive.
Arsenal. Just.
Arsenal just.
Yes.
Ernest.
Arsenal just.
Arsenal just. Oscar.
I'll be watching this game intently. Arsenal just.
Robin. Draw.
Boo,
Adrian?
bro. Man's always on the fence, bro. I like that, bro.
Ooh, that's possible. You
It's
know.
very possible for it to be a draw.
Listen, Aston Villa gonna
Aston
score,
Villa,
bro.
remember, are one of the 3 teams unbeaten this season.
They're gonna score, bro.
Where is it? Villa Park?
Whether that stat matters, I don't know. But they're at Villa Park, yes.
Nah, it's the counter attacks. It's Arteta and the counter.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying, bro. Ay.
Because that's how you
I
lost
know,
last season.
hey, I know how our fullbacks just go forward without no care in the world, bro. Man, them lose the ball.
I think what you got Chambers now, yeah.
That depends if he recovers, innit?
If he's recovered from his tonsillitis.
You got Chambers,
I think-
Chambers
And
and
Gibbs.
Gibbs is good.
I also think
No,
Danny
but
Welbeck
we
scored his first goal.
You reckon he scored his first goal?
Yeah.
He
He
better.
scored there last season for Manchester United.
Better,
So-
Oh, and what a beautiful goal it was.
No, he better,
I
bro.
think even Cleverly scored there last year.
You
Cleverly
cannot
scored
go
last year.
3 games, miss a chance, and the other team score. And there's no way. You can't have a hat trick on
Welbeck
those.
will score a goal, man.
No.
Adrian, Villa, Arsenal.
But it's not the pressure for you.
Yes. You got
Oh,
Falcao,
no,
bro.
I got
Let him
Falcao.
just put it.
About a week ago.
Villa, Arsenal.
You know what? I can actually see Ozil being a key figure in that game.
Let's hope so.
As in if Wenger persists to play him on the wing, whoever his fullback is, then they're in trouble. I think Villa. I think Arsenal win though, 2-1.
Arsenal win 2-1. Yeah, I'm gonna go for an Arsenal victory as well. We'll be alright. I think Flamini and Arteta will both play. I think we'll revert to two in midfield in that set.
That's what I was thinking. That
I reckon
you
he'll
go
go
to
for
that.
He better do
Hopefully,
it.
hopefully.
If you play 4-1-4-1,
Do you know my issue
I
with
think
that,
you
though? Do
lose.
you know my issue with Flamini and Arteta playing? There's nothing going forward. I don't like having.
So where'd you put Ramsey then? Right, make him box to box, bro.
But if you had a player like Sanchez on one wing and a player like, I don't know, you don't have Walker,
Chamberlain,
obviously,
bro.
but someone like Chamberlain
Just
on
put-
the other side,
It
would
would
be-
slap
they're
in them
attacking
3
players.
balls,
Yeah,
bro.
but will Arteta and Flamini give that to them? They're gonna just shape the ball forward.
Is Arteta a forward passing player?
No.
Most of the time.
I think he is.
I think
Every
he
time he
used to be.
part, he's passing sides, bro.
Yeah.
That's what he does.
At Arsenal,
His
he was
job
side to side.
to give it, is to give it, bro. He's anchor man.
can be
Basically,
that.
he's anchor man.
Like you know when you watch like at the end of the game they always have it on the newspaper or on Twitter or something. You see like Tom Cleverley and it shows all his passes throughout the game and they're all sideways. Or someone like Joe Allen or something.
Yeah.
How can you play football and then not try to advance the play in any way? You're just passing sideways.
It's hard because sometimes it's not the player's fault. It could just be that's the way the manager has taught them to play. And for some of these players, you can tell that it's the manager who's got them playing this way. He's set them up to be. You do this job. I want him doing this role, and I want that one doing that role. If I ever see you go in there, you're off the pitch. That kind of thing. Because we had a.
No, do you know how much of a good point that you just made though?
It's a massive
As a
point.
player,
It's a massive
how
point.
could you consistently decide?
It's a massive point.
I like the sides.
It's a massive point.
Well, I wouldn't. No.
Because sometimes it's keep possession, hold the ball. And people like Cleverley, Allen, they do that very well. They hold the ball.
Yeah, but for 90 minutes though.
No, but it's a
Bruh.
role that he has to do. Because it's
But
not
I
the
remember
whole
what
team.
I once saw one of those pictures I saw, and it was a Man United game, and Cleverley had made 3 forward passes, and he played 90 minutes.
Yeah, but what I'm saying
Three
is
passes were
who was
forward.
next to him in that midfield?
Huh?
Probably Michael Carrick.
Right, and how many forwards did he make?
A few.
They can't just pull out his stat and not compare it to the rest, because if Carrick is the one that's doing more forward passes than Cleverley, you can clearly distinct what roles were happening in that game.
Cleverley's got someone else
No,
has
I
got to
think-
step forward
I
and
don't
play
think
a
it's
forward
right when they
pass.
pull out one player and we leave it at that. That's how we see Man United. It doesn't work like that. Because Carrick might have been given that role. Maybe Carrick's a better assist player than Cleverley is, which I think is true. So you want Carrick, you want your best players to put the ball forward. I think it's roles. I think that's when you go back to management and sort of knock on the door and that kind of thing. But anyway, Arsenal win. Hey. West Ham, this is the Saturday night 5:30 kickoff. West Ham at home to Liverpool.
That's a difficult
Liverpool.
game for both teams.
It's a
West
tough
Ham.
game. It's a tough game.
West Ham.
West
David was
Ham.
saying West Ham win, yeah? Home win.
Yeah.
Ernest,
That's a tough one. I'll go for a draw.
draw. Oscar,
I think Liverpool will just about win it.
Liverpool. Robin,
1-0 Liverpool.
1-0 Liverpool. Adrian?
2-1 Liverpool.
Yeah, I'm going for Liverpool
If
win as well.
if Liverpool can contain Enner Valencia, because he was very good.
It was a
was-
handful, wasn't it?
He was
very good.
Yeah, I'll go for Liverpool away win as well. Let's go on to Sunday. First kick off of the night of the day, so I say. 1:30 kick off. Leicester at home to Manchester United. Manchester United.
Man United.
Man United for David. Ernest.
United 2-1.
United to win away at Leicester. Oscar.
Ooh, graft.
United 3-1.
United 3-1.
United 2-0.
United 2-0.
2-0 United.
I'm going for a draw. I think Leicester will win the game. It'll be a draw. Tottenham are also playing at the same time at home to West Brom. I couldn't care less about this game. Tottenham at home to West Brom.
Comfy.
Go on, Dave.
Tottenham.
Tottenham.
Comfy. Tottenham win.
Yeah, Tottenham 3-1. Chadley on the score sheet.
Yeah, again.
Again.
I think West Brom will win this.
Mud ting.
I think
That would be banter.
Why? I think West Brom
Why
will
do you
win
think
this.
Yeah,
Why do you think?
Why
Do you
that
think that
big?
because of that's the way the Premier League works?
Yeah, that's
You
like
have
the
some
genuine
sort of
reason. That's
science.
because how the Premier League works. That's because
Man knows the algorithms
Yeah.
of the Premier
That's because how the
League.
Premier League works. I think West Brom can
I
win
think there
it.
is a science behind prediction.
No, there is a science to it, yeah.
That you can actually.
I mean,
And Ericsson will have
Yeah,
like,
West Brom.
like,
I watched
Way
it.
out the lane.
I watched the West Ham Brom game on Match of the Day. Yeah. Do you know they still have Chris Brunt? Do you know how long he's been at that team? Chris Brunt has been there for probably over 6 years now. Is he still? He still plays for West Brom. I'm like, fam.
Fam, no development whatsoever, but
So, what's his name? Robin said away win for West Brom at the lane. Adrian?
Spurs.
Spurs at home.
Comfy.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2-3.
comfy.
I think it will be. Yeah, I think Spurs will win. Yeah, they'll win. Oh, it gets saucy over here. Man City at home with the Etihad against Chelsea.
Hey.
David. City at home to Chelsea. I can't wait for this game. Just going to see both teams tear each other
You know
up.
what?
Nah,
Vincent,
Chelsea.
you know what Vincent called it? El Cashico.
El Cashico.
That
That's
is
exactly what it is.
Why did Vincent have to
Exactly
do
what
that?
it's saying. That's exactly what it is. El Cashico. Yes, I like that. I like that.
Chelsea just. Mourinho.
Away.
Mourinho's got tactics, you know.
You don't understand. Mourinho knows how to tear
Hey,
a team
bro.
apart, bro. Oh,
So you're
my
saying
gosh.
Chelsea away.
Chelsea just. They'll win by 1 goal.
2-0.
No.
I-
You know what? Yeah,
I said
I say that.
and it happened, bro.
I say that.
It's very possible.
I agree with Ernest
It's
because
very possible.
Hey, I
No.
said 4-0 Southampton, alright? And now they
Look at, guys. Let's pause for a moment. Look at last year at the Etihad, and look at the chances that Chelsea had when Matic shoots from halfway and he hits the bar. Hey, you don't think it's a joke?
I mean,
Listen,
I
You
think-
can't go based on
Wow,
last year.
No,
so-
I'm not.
I don't think
You could never
Yeah.
go on last year. You could never go on the season before. Yeah, because there's times when no one thought we were going to lose to Burnley in 2009. You could never go on the season
No, you
before.
can't.
But what I'm saying is that listen, Mourinho is the 12th man in this team, bruv. People need to understand what that does to teams.
with
I'm
Seskan
telling
or
you,
Costa
bro.
in that team,
No,
I think
I think it's not as easy to say.
they'll put away
that
some
Chelsea was
chances.
go- I mean,
No. Hey,
no
listen.
way. I mean, Man City's team is the team that won the league last year.
Yes.
It's
Yes,
such a
I
solid
agree,
team.
I agree.
And I think
they
they'll.
strengthened.
I think if I'm making my prediction now, I think City will contain Costa. I don't think they'll get a goal.
War.
I think they'll get company and they'll just figure it out. Do
Deal with
you know what I mean?
No,
Just
they
deal
won't.
with it.
I don't.
No, I
But
don't
I
think
do
so.
think the final score will be 1-1. I can't see Mourinho going there to win. He won't. He's got nothing to lose. City are already
Yeah.
5 points behind us.
That's the one reason why I don't think you'll win there, because Mourinho.
We're not going to go there to
He's
win.
not going there to win. Exactly. Robin,
I think Chelsea would just do it.
Chelsea. Yeah.
They're gonna score. You watch.
I reckon it'll be a Mourinho masterclass.
Honestly.
I'm telling you,
And
bro.
William, right wing back.
Right wing back. Brilliant.
You know he's going for William.
Yeah, that's what I was saying to these lot on the way here. William will play that game.
Bro,
Do you remember,
Shannon will play against
last year
Shakhtar.
when Ivanovic was up and down the flanks?
Bruv,
He was in the
I
box.
said,
Hey,
what
aight.
Ivanovic has been on this
Chelsea will score.
Well, I think it will be 2-1 City. I can't see City getting beat at home. I just can't.
Okay, all right.
Oh, I think you need to watch last year's game.
I know what you mean.
Then you'll be able to see it.
I know what you're saying, but at the same time, City still won the league.
Yeah, fair enough.
Mourinho, all he could say last season was we beat whoever the champions were going to be, whether it be Liverpool or City. And that's all he had to say about his season last year. And it was a good Chelsea team. And that Chelsea team actually did very well at the Etihad, no doubt. But didn't win nothing last year. Do you know what I mean? Finished, third? So, I don't know. At home, I think, especially even with the draw at Arsenal, they might have felt, you know what, we need to go out and win the game. Because we don't worry about three.
Well,
So
they're not
we
gonna
need
do
to win the game.
Well, they're not
So
gonna do it.
I think City will
They can't do it.
They can't do it.
They can't do it.
I genuinely think it will be a convincing victory for City.
Nah. Hey.
2-1 convincing
Alright.
for City. That's just my opinion.
Watch when you're wrong, innit?
Watch when I'm wrong, I'll eat my pie. Everton at home to Crystal Palace is the final game.
Come on, Wilfred.
4 o'clock kickoff as well on a Sunday.
He
Everton
had
at
a-
home to Palace.
Yannick Bolasie hat-trick.
Let's not forget, Crystal Palace won here last season,
Yes.
3-2. What do you say,
Everton
mate?
win.
Everton
Home
home
win.
win.
Home win.
Ernest?
Palace 2-1.
Palace 2-1.
Right.
Oscar?
Nah, Everton will win this.
Everton home win.
2-1.
Robinho?
Everton 2-1.
Everton 2-1.
Everton 2-1.
Adrian?
2-0 Everton.
I want to go for a draw.
Boo.
I don't know who. I don't know who's going to win it. I think it'll be a draw. There's something about Everton's pace up forward without Barkley that's very, very showing. And, yeah. I think
Aidan McGeady.
Palace under
and
Warnock
Frank.
it seems to be doing all right. So he's still unbeaten. So, you never know. He'll be all right. I think he'll be okay. But, yeah, that's the predictions for next week's games. Thank you all, ladies and gentlemen, for listening. Thank you guys for being here.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
For listening.
Oh,
I'm talking to the listeners.
oh, okay. Because he said, he said, thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
For listening.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for listening.
Trying to say.
This guy,
Big up the
bro.
lady that's listening right now.
Big up the one lady.
Sean Massey is tuned in right now.
What?
Sean Massey, the female linesman.
The linesman. Yeah, that's all for this week. We'll return next week on Top 4 with more football stories and more Top 4 action.
Dano.
Big up the hashtag.
Free Ozil.